Hey there, everybody. What's up? Guess what? Today's an episode of the car show. What do we do with the car show? We look at my model cars. We talk about model cars. You guys like talking about my model cars. I like talking about the model cars for you guys. You guys got a question about my model cars? We'll talk about my model cars. Today, very special episode. I'm wearing an old school Pontiac hat. You like it, 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 like it. I'm wearing an old school Pontiac hat because today we're going to look at a couple Pontiacs. Did I say a couple? Yes. Did I say Pontiacs plural? Yes. Why? Because we're going to look at two Pontiacs for you. Very special episode of the car show. Looking at two Pontiacs, Bonneville and a Grand Prix. Let's go take a ride to the car show and look at the cars. Let's go to the car show. We're all going to the car show. We're gonna take a look at some cars at the car show. Everybody come with me to the car show. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the car show where we take a look at my model cars and I discuss my model cars a little bit more in depth than just looking at them from a slideshow. So anyways, today we have a very special one. We're going to look at two cars today. We're going to look at two AMTs, two re-releases of two big Pontiac boats. First one we're going to look at is the Pontiac 65 Pontiac Grand Prix. This is from the Grand Slam edition. This could be made in many different ways. They had the custom way. There was a little bit of a drag race way, drag racing version. This is a cool kit. I made it the regular Grand Prix, the stock version. Looks really cool. And then also because the box didn't stand up, the 1965 Bonneville, also AMT, from when it was AMT Ertel, however you want to pronounce it, from the Prestige series. This is very cool. These two cars are both boats. Both huge boats back in the days. Very cool, very classy. Just what Pontiac is known for back in the days. So these two kits were very, very cool to add to my collection. I know they have I think it's the 65 2+2 version. I think that would be really cool to add to my collection later. So I did both these cars stock. And let's take a look at them, huh? Let's put any clips back there. All right. So here is the 65 Grand Prix. Now this car is super cool. It just looks cool, don't it? Go inside the interior. So these kits are really, really basic kits. If you know anything about the old AMTs, the exhaust is built into the chassis. The engines have a hole in it where the metal axle goes through. So both these cars roll real nicely if you really wanted them to. So with a little bit of paint, a little bit of detail. I don't do a lot of detailing on my cars. I just do the paint on them. You can make these cars look really, really nice. So here's the Grand Prix. Put that baby out of the way. And here is the Bonneville. The super boat that this thing is. So let's talk about these guys for a second here. These cars fit together decently. I'm not going to say great. They have their fitment issues. But any old cars from the 60s do. The model kits, I should say. Like I said, I really believe the chassis are the same. It kind of had all the same. That one I didn't do many detailed painting on. I know the engines are kind of pretty similar in all these old AMTs. Chassis look almost identical. The interiors were about identical. It all depends how you paint it up. So this one here is done in, the Grand Prix here is done in Wimbledon white, which we talked about on a previous video. And did black on the dashboard. Yeah, did some black on the dashboard there. The Bonneville is also in Wimbledon white, black on the dashboard, black floor obviously. That one also has a black floor. The Grand Prix, because it had all the custom parts for the custom things, or I should say the custom versions, had these really cool green tinted windows, which actually really matched the green that I used. So the Bonneville was just a straight up stock kit. The paints I used on these guys, let's push them a little forward here. paints I used on these guys are actually duplicolors. This is obviously dark blue. I don't have the names of them anymore, but dark blue over a silver. And this was a metallic green over a silver. And then I did the masked off the rocker panels. Let's open the engine here on the Bonneville here. Then I have the little hooks on the bottom there, the hinges that are kind of toyish. No biggie. Engines are very under-detailed, like you would expect in a old typical AMC kit. This one was done in Model Master's Pontiac engine blue. Not a lot to look at there. I'm in the light. Not a lot to look at, but it's cool. Like I said, with a little paint, you can make it look good. That's why you get the battery in all sorts of cool colors. And then it's got the little tank there. Super cool. And then over here for the Grand Prix, it's a little different engine. Again, the hood with its hinges. It's got the 3 barrels. This one looks like I painted it in a different blue. It's not the same blue as the body, I'll tell you that. So I don't know what color I painted that off the top of my head. But super cool. Again, little battery going there. Reservoir tank. You know, you make it look good. Paint it up to how you like it. Little decal on the back window here. Ain't it a grand? That was one of the decals choices they had here. Chrome back bumpers. Obviously, the old ones had the year written on the back bumper there. This one does not. Look at that. The wheels, super cool, super nice. With a little black wash, they look really good. And I used the same ones on the Bonneville there. And like I said, these have the metal axles, so nothing fancy, a little toyish, but look wonderful. Let's get these back together next to each other here, huh? So with me saying these kits are identical, which they almost are, they're pretty close to identical. The bodies are not identical. I'll tell you one thing here, the Bonneville body is a lot bigger than the Grand Prix body. See that just by them sitting next to each other here. It goes out a little bit longer, different shape. This one's got the nice rounded back window. That one's got the square back window. So, look identical, but not quite identical. They got very similar hoods. Grand Prix has a longer accent line through it than the Bonneville does. But they're cool. So if you guys want really cool old Pontiacs, these are the kits to go with. And I know I've seen a lot of people online do detail these AMTs up really, really good. I've seen it quite often. Mine are straight out of the box, straight box stock. Basically, what you see is what you get, and nothing really special about it. So I figured these two would be cool to show off together, just because they're cool. So the front grills are different too. If you notice, these are just the horizontal lines, and that's got some vertical lines in it. So these being super cool, I figured it would be cool to show them off together. I feel like this is a very short episode of the car show, but you guys have not seen these yet in slideshows. So, once again, the 65 Pontiac Bonneville from the Prestige series. That's this guy. Kind of hard to get it with the light and all that. And I need a better camera. And the AMT 65 Pontiac Grand Prix from the Grand Slam edition. That was this guy. So, you want some cool big Pontiac boats? Some very cool stuff? This is what you guys want to get. So, take a look around them. If you guys have any questions about them, please feel free to ask. I can answer just about anything you may want to know, except for the paint colors. I don't have the paints anymore. So, I guess you could put the AMT 60. Ooh, it's all messed up. AMT 65 GTL with it there. Kind of cool. But anyways, special edition of the car show. You have a car show today. Guys, I'll catch you later. Just remember, if you guys see anything you like in my model cars, let me know and we'll go to the car show.